In today's video, I'd like to show you an AI technology that's been a real game changer for music producers like myself. Hi, my name is Jinx, and like most music producers out there, I like to keep up with the latest technology in the music business. And that includes the dreaded AI. Now, there's a lot of musicians out there who fear that AI is probably going to take over all our jobs. Well, that could be the subject of another video, but today I'd like to talk to you about Ace Studio. It's basically a software synth that allows you to create AI vocals for all your song productions. Now, before we dive in, let's go through what goes on in the conventional production of a song. First, you either write the melody or the lyrics, or whichever comes first, and then you record your instrument parts in your DAW, and then you sing in the vocals, backup vocals. And if singing is not your strong suit, you can either get your friend or hire a singer to come and sing your song, or if you're a dude and you need a female singer to sing, you could hire a female singer. And the singer would have to come to your studio, and then you'd have to record the singer. All that takes a little extra time. What Ace Studio does for me is it cuts this part out. This is one of the ways that I produce my songs nowadays. It's been very helpful, and I think it could help you too. So let's dive in. Here's the Ace Studio website, and it is a paid service right here, but they give you a chance to try it out for free for 14 days. So you can check it out. It's got full functionality for 14 days, and if you decide within that 14 days that this workflow is not for you, all you have to do is let them know, and then they'll cancel your subscription. I'd like to thank the folks at Ace Studio for giving me an extended trial so that I could try everything out and give you an honest review. So all you have to do is download the desktop app for your platform, Mac or Windows. The interesting thing is they've also got a version for the Apple Silicon version of your Mac. So that's quite a good thing for all you Mac people. So all you have to do is download the desktop app for your respective platform. Just click on it and open it and then install it. Okay, so now let's have a look at what the app looks like. Now this is the desktop app. If you look carefully, you can kind of see that it kind of looks like DAW's layout. You've got the tracks on this side, and you can add tracks right here, and the bottom here is where you're going to be editing your voices later. On the left hand side here are all the AI voices that you could use. You can also filter out the voices, like for example, if you only want male voices, these are the male voices. If you only want female voices, these are all your female voices. You can also filter it out by the style of the singing. Like this is pop, J-pop, R&B even. So it's pretty interesting. And another interesting thing is you can also filter by language. Now some of these AI voices are native speakers of a particular language. So in this case, these are all the Chinese trained singers, where I think the original voices belong to native Chinese speakers or native Chinese singers. And then these are the ones that are English native speakers and even Japanese native speakers or native singers. For example, if you had a Chinese singer, you could actually input Chinese characters and they will sing it for you. That doesn't mean that they don't sing English. They can sing English. Even if you were to input English words, they would still pronounce it. But because the voice isn't based on a native English-based singer, the pronunciation would have a tinge of a slight foreign accent. So it'll still do it. That's basically what the interface is like over here. Now let's bring in some music. So here's my DAW. This is an example song. It's just a collection of chords, 8-bar loop with bass, guitar, synth, keys, and a bit of drums. Sounds something like this. This is the tune that I would like the AI singer to sing. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to bounce out this sequence, the music first. I'll bounce it out as a wave. And then we're also going to bounce out the tune on its own as a MIDI file. Okay. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's go ahead to Ace Pro. And all we got to do is drag the music into the audio track right here. We'll just drag in the top line right here. Okay. Now, we've got the music here. Now, to have the voice come in, we need to just drag one of these voices, female singer. And for English, we've only got 2 voices to choose from. That's okay. We'll just let's choose Bianca. We just need to drag the voice here. I guess we don't need this track. Now it needs a couple of seconds to render the voice. So that means every time you make a change, it'll take a couple of seconds to render the result. You can adjust the mix, which is great. Now, it defaults to la 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 or da 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 sound when you don't have any lyrics. So let's add in some lyrics right now. Here are the lyrics. I just copy. Here's the editing page for the notes. Now, you can adjust the tune, of course. And of course, every time you adjust the tune, like for example, it needs time to render, which is all right, which is fine. To navigate this window, it's very similar to some DAWs where, for example, if you want to quickly move from one section to another, you just click on your mouse wheel and keep your finger on the mouse wheel and just drag, and then you can go to whichever section that you want to edit. And if you wanted to make this thing horizontally smaller, you just click on Control and then scroll your mouse wheel like that. And if you wanted to make it vertically smaller or bigger, you just put the cursor onto the left of the keyboard right here, press Control and keep your finger on Control, and then scroll your mouse wheel. Okay, took me a long time to find out about this bit. So that's it. And then you've got a bunch more controls here to adjust the characteristic of the voice. These are very granular and you can go into very minute detail. And this is something that I use a lot because I want to make the voice, even though the voice that comes in here that is rendered is really good. But in order to make it sound even more natural, you need to go in and edit a little more. So these controls here are very important. And I'll show you what these controls do as we adjust the voice right now. But first, we need to enter the lyrics. So in order to do that, just click on the first note. And you can see there's the da 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 and la la la. So all you need to do now is paste all the lyrics, and it will do its best to populate the whole tune with the words for each particular note. Now let's check it out. Okay, so I intended to have the word blue for 2 notes, right? So we need to adjust this. In order to do that, there's a functionality here. Just go to the word, to the note itself, and right click, and just go move lyrics backwards. Okay, that sounds right, but because I moved all the words to the right, I still want the word blue on this note. So I'm going to add that back in here. Now there's two words, right? Blue, blue. It's going to be, the singer's going to sing blue, blue, right? So in order to make sure that this note right here is a continuation of the word blue here, just go into the second note where you need the word to stretch into, and just type the ooh sound. Pretty good, right? But we want to make it a little more natural sounding. Like, for example, in this particular line, maybe the word blue can be lengthened. So all we need to do is move the cursor to the end of this note right here and just kind of pull it. And if you want it, now you can see it snaps. In order to move it in a more granular way, more accurate way, you just click on Control and keep your finger on Control and just kind of drag it out there. And that's it. Let's check it out. Okay, let's the word eyes can also be lengthened. Let's do the same thing. Let's listen to it. Now that's pretty cool. Now at the end, for example, in this case, let's say we wanted to have the vibrato of the voice come in a little earlier, because right now it stays and the vibrato comes at the end, which is kind of nice. But if we wanted, say, for example, if we wanted to have it come in earlier, click on the vibrato and then click on the note, and you can see the vibrato happens here. You can drag it so that it occurs earlier, and let's see how that sounds. Okay, well, that sounds a little strange. We can reduce the frequency of the vibrato so that it doesn't sound so unnatural. So let's do that. And all you can do is put your cursor onto this spot right here until it lights up. And same thing. You can decrease the frequency or increase. No, that's a little too weird, so let's bring it back up again. Another thing you can adjust is the amplitude. You can have it go wild like this. Or, if you wanted to, you could draw it in. Just click on the draw pitch tool, and you could draw in the vibrato if you wanted to. But this gets a little tedious, of course. But it's just to show you that you can if you wanted to. But you don't have that much control over it. You can also kind of pinpoint which spot you want the vibrato to have a little less of an impact by moving this little ball here or here. So there you have it. You can adjust to your heart's content. Yes, it does take a little bit of finessing, but it's worth the effort. Let's move on to, let's listen to this part of the voice again. Now, I find that this particular part is a little bit too intense. So if you wanted to adjust it to where it's a little less intense, if you look at the bottom here, you can actually see that there are a few different extra little adjustments that you can have. There's formant, energy, tension, falsetto, air, breath. Now, for this particular case, we can lower the energy of this note by selecting the note and lowering the energy with which it is sung. So let's check it out. Yeah, that sounds a little better. And we can also increase the falsetto of the voice right here. Yep. Now, also the pitch is a little wild here. The vibrato is a little wild, so we could adjust that. Or by going to modulation first, we can adjust that to where you can lessen it by just dragging onto the line here. Yeah, sounds a lot better. Let's say you wanted to add some harmonies to this particular chorus. Let's go back to our project here. I've got some harmony parts already played in. Here's harmony part number 1. And harmony part number 2, I'll play it along with harmony part number 1. Okay, so we've got those 2 bits. All we need to do now is render it out as a MIDI file, an extra MIDI file. Let's do that. So we'll call this harmony 1. And harmony 2. Okay, now once we've got that, we go back to A Studio. And we'll just drag it in. For the harmony parts, let's just move the music up there. So for the harmony parts, I'm going to use some male singers. Let's try that. Let's go to the singers. Let's choose male, English, and we've got a selection of David, Sydney, and Naples. Okay, let's try David for one of them. And let's try Sydney for the other dude. Okay, let's listen to one of them first. Oh, wait. There is a mute button. I just realized. This is the mute button. You can actually tell it to not play. Oh, yeah. Okay. What do you know? Okay, these are the harmonies. Okay, let's bring it down a little bit. Sounds like it's pretty high. So let's put this an octave lower. We select all the notes, basically Control A, and just move it down 12 steps. Let's hear how it sounds. Yeah, sounds a little more realistic now. Now let's do it for Sydney as well. Control A, 12 steps down. Okay, let's listen to Sydney. Oh. That's good. Now let's put the lyrics in. Okay, so for our lyrics, we're going to have blue eyes turned to gray and baby blue eyes turned away. Okay, let's hear what we've got. Blue skies have turned to gray. Baby, eyes turned up. Okay, that's inaccurate. Let's fix that. I want Sydney to sing baby blue eyes turn away. Okay, so we need another extra note here. Click cut right there. And then you have another note, right? So now all you need to do is here. fill up the rest. Baby blue eyes. This is fine. We put turned. And then way.
Baby blue eyes turned away.
Okay, that sounds about right now. Let's do the same for to David.
Blue skies have turned to gray. Baby blue.
Oh, we haven't fixed the David's part yet. Let's go do that. Blue eyes. Way. Okay, let's listen to it now.
Baby blue eyes turned away.
Okay, let's lengthen it. Now it's important for you to know that this darker spot here represents the consonant, the start of the word, in this case, blue. So this part refers to the B sound of the word blue. You can lengthen it or shorten it. Same goes for the lighter part. The lighter part represents the syllable part of the word. So you can lengthen it or making it short depending on whatever you feel like the singer should be singing. Okay, let's listen to it now.
Blue skies have turned to gray.
As an example, let's look at the two. Let's make that two, the t sound, a little longer. So we go to the cursor here, we just bring this to the right and then go to this end and lengthen it to the left, which makes it longer. Let's listen to it on its own. Now, if you wanted to lengthen even more, you could, and it'll sound like this. Yeah, so you can do anything with this. You just want to make it sound natural. That's the whole point of this whole exercise. So now we got this, and it sounds like it's pretty good. Let's listen to both the singers, and you know, we can pan it a little bit left and right too, just to have that feeling of background vocals.
Blue skies have turned to gray.
Maybe this one's a little long. Let's shorten this. Okay, let's go.
Oh my, blue skies have turned to gray. When your baby blue eyes turned away.
Sounds good. Now let's just adjust the length of the notes so that they end when Bianca ends her note. Right there and right there. And same goes for the ending notes. Let's check it out again.
Oh my, blue skies have turned to gray. When your baby blue eyes turned away.
Okay, we can adjust this to turned so that they all say the consonant together. Now, when I'm done tweaking the voices and I'm pretty happy with the result and I'm ready to have it back into my DAW, I'll just render all these voices out by clicking here on Export Audio. Before that though, I need to make sure that I have the loop region selected. You can do that by just clicking here, selecting the file, selecting one of the files, and clicking on this button right here, or Control L. so that the app knows that you just want to render the audio from this point to this point. Because if not, it'll render the whole thing for whole project, and you'll have this huge empty space in the beginning. After you're done, you just click export audio and then choose the specification that you want. I usually render in mono and all individual tracks, and go export and just go yep. And then when you have all of it here, it rendered out the song again, but we don't need that. So once we're done there, all we need to do now is bring these voices into our DAW. Right there. Onto different tracks. And there you have them. So let's play it. Let's adjust the levels so that it doesn't sound too in your face. We'll have this panned a little bit left and to the right. And then you can proceed to add whatever effects and processing on the voice.
All my blue skies have turned to gray. All my blue skies.
Let's add a little bit of reverb.
All my blue skies have turned to gray. All my blue skies have turned to gray.
Add a bit of effects here and there, just quickly.
Blue skies have turned to gray.
Sounds pretty good already.
Blue skies have turned to gray. Blue skies have turned to gray. Blue skies have turned to gray. Blue skies have turned to gray.
Okay, let's just check it out now.
All my blue skies have turned to gray. When your baby blue eyes turned away.
I would say that's pretty good. And it's pretty fast. Yes, there's still some work involved, adjusting and tweaking to make it sound more natural. But I think as a tool, A Studio really has what it takes to really help composers like me come up with music fast, using voices that I normally wouldn't have access to. I really can't sound like a woman. So in order for me to have female singers in my demos, this is a very essential tool in my arsenal. And even though I do sing the male parts in a lot of the songs that I produce, sometimes I don't want to have a voice that sounds specifically like me. I want to have myself sound like somebody else. So what are the pros and the cons of this AI tool? One of the pros definitely is the desktop app is very intuitive in how it gets the lyrics to the notes. You still have to go in, of course, to adjust. But in general, I mean, the fact that you can just copy all the words in and it'll do its best to put the words in every note rather than you going to every note and putting every single word in every note. That's pretty much a game changer there. I mean, it's such a time saver. Here's a list of things that I think would be nice for them to add to the app. And it's by no means a deal breaker to me because I enjoy using the app. There's a couple of things that I think if they were to add it would mean it even more. If they are able to add a little bit of a reverb effect on the voice, or just a little function of a reverb, like a little button to add reverb to the voices, then the person doing the adjustment can kind of listen to the voice in the context of the song and get a better idea of how it sounds like back in the DAW when it's already back in the DAW with all the effects on. It doesn't have to be crazy effects, just a little reverb option there. That would be great. Another suggestion that I may have for improvement is maybe a little language detection feature. So when you drag in, say, an audio file, the app can detect what language it is without you having to select language that you intend to work with. It's not a major thing, but I think it speeds things up just a little bit. This is a tool that I'm going to continue using because the results that I get are so good that it's almost impossible for people to really think that it's an AI voice, provided you take the trouble to adjust the voice to make it sound as natural as possible. Now, the moment you put the lyrics in, it kind of sounds really good already, but in order to push it to that next level to where when somebody listens to it, they don't even question that it's an actual singer singing in the demo, some work still needs to be put in for that. And that's great because that's what we do. That's what producers do. We work on the song and try to make it as nice as possible. Nowadays, demos have to be as fully produced as if they're meant for the record. I'll certainly continue to use it. Now, the good folks at Ace Studios have asked me to train one of their AI voices, and I told them, yep, I'm gonna do it. If you'd like to see a video about that, please subscribe. This is Jinx signing out, and hope you have a great day.